We need to be very careful. And I think part of the problem is this whole notion of saying, how many hours of ABA do we need? I know I'm saying a lot of stuff today, huh? Is anyone with me still? No? A little bit? Why not? I figured I'd go for it. Let's go for it. I want us to consider two things. An example from the medical model, and then I'm going to talk about this dude from the 80s that kind of made this 40-hour thing seem important. Hopefully some of you know who he is. Let's talk about physical therapy. How many people have had to have the physical therapy, if you don't mind? Sorry, that's actually really inappropriate to me. Sorry, HR. Sorry. Did not mean that. I'm learning. Hey, guys, I'm the weird person who opened a company like in my 40s, right? I'm supposed to be 22 with a logo and a website. I understand that, all right? So I'm still having to wrap my head around being an employer. But, all right. So you go to physical therapy, right? You're going to get a half an hour a week. We all know that, right? Okay. No one thinks in a million years that it would be helpful for that person to follow you around 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, doing exactly what they did in that session, right? That would be harmful, painful, intrusive, awful, right? However, you ask any physical therapist what they tell their patients. They say, great, we're doing this session, and here are the recommendations for how you need to stand up, sit down, turn your head, sleep at night. And they will say to you, the more you do these recommendations, the more you behave this way and arrange your environment to support you behaving this way, the shorter treatment dosage you will have. Whether we like the medical model or not, we all got to get used to the language. And welcome to licensure. I can tell you guys, values-based care, medical model, this is the language. A treatment dosage is what we're talking about. And we're talking about having to decrease our treatment dosages. And in medical model, they know darn well that the more you adhere to the recommendations, then that treatment dosage is less costly. More importantly, you get better faster, right? Okay, so we're fine with that, okay? I don't know why I thought this was a good example of 24 hours a day physical therapy. For me, I guess 24 hours a day means that I'm going to the fridge at night. I have no idea what I was doing there, guys. But just like physical therapy, we're not just trying to change, in ABA, guys, we're not just trying to change behavior by implementing or during one session a week or 5+ sessions a week, right? Okay? We're not just trying to change behavior in that session. Oh. Hashtag 24/7 ABA. No? No one's with me yet? No? All right, fine. Let's try this example. Out of curiosity, if I say EVAR, how many people have the introvert ball? All right, cool. I actually didn't know. I didn't Candace, you know that? Okay, I emailed some Illinois people. I was like, well, they all know. Are they still young? Do young people know who he is? I don't know. I actually never reference him, so this is really weird, okay? Kind of very weird that I don't reference him because I worked for the lady that's in the bottom picture of his Wikipedia profile, but... guys, EVAR, if you don't know, right? Oh, wait, let's give another interverbal. EVAR Lovas, how many hours? 40. All right. Where do you guys think the 40 hours? You know what? I'm going to run out of time, so I won't be Socratic. Sorry, it's the professor. It's the Fumis in the room that are throwing me off, okay? I won't be Socratic. I'm going to tell you guys. 40 hours? That's our work week, right? Guess what? It was the work week of the parents in the 1987 study, all right? It was also an average, just in case you didn't know that too. It did not say that 40 hours were needed in order to no longer meet the criteria for the diagnosis of autism. The individuals at UCLA in 1987 received an average of 40 hours. And again, the only reason why the number came around that 40 marker is because that's how long mom and dad were at work, okay? That's the reality. EVAR even said, I can't believe I'm quoting EVAR 20 years ago. EVAR even said, guys, that ABA needs to be 24/7, all right? None of us know that. None of us say that. Why? I believe, and I realized this recently, that I think people thought he meant that we were going to do discrete trial training 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay? It's not what he meant. Not what he meant. All right? So the question's not how many hours of ABA, guys. It is not. The question is, how can we provide ABA services to ensure 24/7 improved behavior change? That is the question. Don't get me wrong, funding providers, social significance, we do need to look at minimal hours as possible. But I'm making this point, hopefully it's helpful for you guys to hear today, because here's the reality of working with adults. I think that oftentimes we think it takes so much more training to work with the little ones. They definitely think that in California. I'm happy to be in Illinois with you people, okay, right? Yeah, no, guys, right? Because we got way more complex settings going on. We're not in a controlled environment of a classroom, okay? And we still need to be interacting in those moment-to-moment interactions, realizing that every moment is a learning opportunity and every moment is an opportunity for behavior to decrease or increase. And the more we capture those moments, the shorter the treatment dosage is going to be, all right? So I'm going to say it's going to cause more staff training in many ways. I also think we need to look at the quality of life for staff members that are working with this population. I usually spend a lot of time on this topic. I don't have time for it today, but I couldn't give a talk without acknowledging that. I'm not saying it's harder, it's just different. And when you have a 6'4" person charging at you and you're gonna die, like it just is different, all right? So from an employment perspective, I'm realizing that I need to make sure that there's a good quality of life for my staff as well, guys, right? If they don't have a good quality of life and they don't have good training, how are they going to start to hit these topics that we are facing when we transition to adulthood, right? Every early intervention provider is like, woohoo, communication, got it. Woohoo, social interaction, okay. Ooh, executive function, yeah, I know what that is, right? Okay. Yeah, oh shit. Right, okay. I have to teach emotional vulnerability. I have to teach sexuality, religion. Yeah, and guess what? This cool thing called EIBI does that because it's not about discrete trial, okay? That is a procedure that is effective in certain situations. There's other procedures, and as long as we can describe the processes, then we can tackle these things.